Ooh. See, here's the box. There's the box over there that I just put in. And now I have to fish a wire from there all the way over here. Because see, my crawl hole is way back that way. And I was going to put a light in this little section. See, these are little half walls that are underneath the floor, and that's supporting all the TJIs that go across through here. So see, I've got that with a little walk area through here, going through this next bay. I got that going through, so that's why I need a light in each area. So I'm going to put a light in here somewhere, and I'm going to stick it, you know, kind of close to that big duct, heating and air conditioning duct, but not so that it's going to be hot, you know, too hot on next to that. I'm going to be this way, you know, 1.5 feet on that next to the last TJI, not the TJI right above it, but the next one this way. And it's going to stick down a little bit, so I got to make sure that I put it where I'm not going to whack it with my head or something, and I won't, because this whole area I'd have to crawl underneath there. So I'm not going to be walking up there. When I walk along here, I'll walk through this little trail here, and then there's a place to walk along there and over there to go up through there, so that light's going to be fine. But see, this is why I'm going to put the light switch over here, because way down over there is where my crawl hole is. So I've been thinking about this, yeah. So I'm going to run a wire from there and along this edge. I'll probably put it along the TJI, push the insulation up, and that way I can hide the wire. But you know, I could go along the top edge of the wall plate too if I wanted. You know what I mean? Either way. And then kaboom! I'm gonna put the light switch right here, a 2-gang box. So I have a light switch and an electrical outlet right there, and that'll be for extension cords, my power charger if I want to plug in my power charger right there, and everything. So as I come in from over there, because it's dark, you know, I'm going to ultimately run another light switch way over there, and have a light switch tied in for this section here as well as over there. So when I come in, I'll turn the light on, and this will be lit up to here. And then as I walk over here, as I walk through here, I'll just flip this other switch on, and boom, this whole area is going to be all lit up. Yeah. Okay, so that's my plan. Now I've got to go back up, and I've got to cut the wire that's coming out of the wall so I can bring that whole electrical roll of wire down here, because that's where I'm going to be running most of the wire from here on out. Do I even need a light in this area where I'm at, or where this crawl hole area is? Yeah, because you know, when it gets dark at night, I can come down here and work, or if it's cloudy, overcast day or something, I'm not going to get much light in this section. Plus I'll be able to nicely see up there. It's not going to be that hard, and it's going to because I can walk around here, it's going to be good. So you know, when I get done with all of these other projects having to do with this video series I'm making right now, I'm going to come back down here and make more videos just for you. Okay, I've got the wire pulled down exactly where I want it down there, and now I'm just gonna make it, oh, I don't know, this long out of there. You want at least 6 inches, maybe a little more. I could have made that just a little bit more, but I didn't. And recall, I had pushed the other wires up in there, and so now I got to get those back out. I've got the power off. I left it off last night because I don't want any hot wires inside the wall. I could have put wire nuts on them and let them stick out, turn the power back on if I needed the power on. But this particular circuit, we didn't need it on last night anyways. Okay, so I know these two sets of wires are going up. This one's going down. And so now the question is, which cut-in box to use? And this one's a lot longer. And if I had 4 wires coming out of there, 4 sets of wires, I'd probably use the longer box. But I've decided not to use the long box. And I can use the top box. And there's knockouts here, and these just kind of push down, and they're kind of spring-loaded. And you don't necessarily have to take the whole thing out, but I'm going to. Just gonna take this and kind of bend it, and I think I'm gonna put one in each side. You don't have to put one in each side, but you could probably fish. You could obviously fish 2 wires through one side if you wanted. Okay. I'm just gonna grab that with my pliers and twist it off. Okay. I'm just gonna break that off. And I don't know if, yeah, I think I'm gonna take this one off too. I'm just gonna make it easy for me. Some of them aren't as tricky as this one. They might just have a plastic bit that you kind of pop out of there. This one got it a different way, so kind of hard for me to grab them. Jeez. Okay, and so I've got that, and so when you take those out, sometimes you've got just a little tit sticking down. Last thing I want is for the wire to hit that, and so I'm going to bend that up a little bit. I'm just going to take my wire cutters and cut that little edge off of there. Last thing you want is pulling your wire back in and having it catch that, you know what I mean? Okay. And so the wire coming from down below, I don't have to put that and coming around the top. I'm going to knock one out at the bottom, and I'm going to look at that. Those two are facing up. This one here is on the outside, and so I'm going to take that one out. This time I'm going to use my screwdriver and bend it all the way up, like that. Okay, look at that, get that, smash that little edge, bend it up a little bit, and cut that part off. You learning anything? I hope you are. I sincerely hope you are. Okay? And so, now, before I slide everything in, I should have checked every once in a while after you take a box out and try to put a cut-in box in. It might hit the sheetrock somewhere. And I should have checked that out before, because usually when I don't check it out, that's the time where I have to shave off a little bit of the sheetrock somewhere. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do what I should have done before, and I'm gonna push this stuff up there. Okay, And don't be afraid that you're never going to find those wires, because you'll be able to find them. Okay. See, so now I'm gonna push this in and make sure it fits. Okay, good. Look at that. Fits nice. Fits really good in there. Okay. And before I screw it in, I'm gonna hang on to this and put the screw in a little bit, because sometimes when you first use a cut-in box, sometimes it's hard to get that first little bit of the screw in, and what happens is this thing kind of wants to lift up out of there, out of the little notch, and then you're trying to screw that in against the sheetrock, and it's not down where it's supposed to be. It's up here, and you try to tighten this, and you think, how come this screw is going in so hard? Well, that's probably why. Okay. And the other thing I can do, this sheetrock here is a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I can hold that out there and look at that and measure that. I got 5/8 right there. See, you can go as far as 7/8 of an inch thickness. Okay. And I'm just going to put this screw in a little bit. You don't really have to. You know, you do it too far and this flap doesn't want to sit down tight. Okay. I've just noticed that this flap, I've got it screwed in too far, just barely, so I'm going to unscrew it just a hair. Okay, now it fits down tight. Because see, you want it flat, so as you push it in there, it's going in, and then this flap is going to go straight up. As you first tighten this screw, got it like that, when you first tighten it just to there, see how that pops up, doink? Just like that, behind your sheetrock, and behind your sheetrock on both sides. That way it's designed to fit right up against the stud. See? Okay? So, now I'll get my wires. I'll pull my wires back down here. Come on. What happened here? Okay. Be careful as I'm pulling it out, because you don't want it to hit the sheetrock. You don't want to hit the sheetrock and break off the edge of the sheetrock or anything like that. We're trying to make it so it looks like nobody was ever here when we get done with this. We don't want to make another project for us and patch the sheetrock. Right? Right. Okay. Well, now, and if you got more than 2 sets of wires here, you might find that you gotta mess with it a little bit. Get all your wires situated. You gotta have a game plan and know how that's gonna fit into the box and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I got that one there. This set is over there like that. And this was coming down here, not against the wall, the stud, but over there, because that's where I cut my hole. Okay. So far, so good. Now, our next step is to put it in the wall. You're doing it.